Hello, good evening or good morning in Kieran's case. Welcome to West Ham Network and the Old School Hammers again. Good evening, good morning, Kieran. How are you, mate?
Good evening to you, brother. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? All right?
Good. Good, mate. Nice cloudy morning, which makes it a little bit milder. So it's only about 15 degrees this morning. It's quite mild. So they're the chilly
Mate,
mornings we've had.
I feel like I'm sitting in about 90 degrees.
Oh,
I'm
you lot
boiling.
fucking windy now because you've got a bit of heat, haven't you? Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
I,
Well, what you
I
got?
might, I might have to turn my fan on in a minute.
What temperature
Uh,
are you hitting there now, Budge, in London?
I have
It's,
no idea. Hang on. Oh, 21
no, during the
degrees.
day. Today, are you hitting
I,
30
I,
degrees yet?
I,
Or?
I don't know. I don't know. It's 21 degrees now.
Oh, well, that's pretty warm for a night time up there, over there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was just looking on my laptop there and it's 21 degrees according to
Oh, you
that.
poor thing.
Oh, mate, I'm boiling. Honestly, I'm fucking sweating like a rapist. Honestly, it's terrible. Sorry, I shouldn't say that things like that. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, let's just say a little good evening to everybody in the chat. Let's see who's in there. As usual. Thank you for joining us, sir. We don't search
You
for
will.
old records, we search for old memories, he says. Absolutely, mate. Evening, all. Your starter for 10 tonight, Still Corners, The Trip. I just had a listen to that, and it's all right. Not really my sort of thing, to be honest with you, usual, but it's all right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And Howard, good evening to you, sir. Kieran, he spelt your name wrong, mate, but gonna have to have words with him.
Yeah, Alex, sort that out, goes up. Good
It's
effort,
with
though.
a it's with a C and an A at the end, like before the end.
Yeah, probably wrong.
Good day to us both. Who else we got now? Howard says Faz will be off and Hagee third in line. Maybe, but not right now because West Fotherington signed today, didn't he? Or was it yesterday? I don't know. It was either yesterday or today. And so we've got Wes Fotherington as our third choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
According to Gio earlier, actually, I was watching one of Gio's videos, and he said the likelihood of us actually seeing him in a West Ham shirt playing is very slim because we don't have the
Actually,
volume of games that we had last 3 years.
yeah.
So oh, hang on, I've kicked my mic and my phone stand. So, yeah, I mean, the chances are we're not really going to see a lot of him, but apparently he's very good around the changing room and around the training ground. So,
That's what he's there
well,
for, Budge. That's what he's there for, mate.
yeah,
You should have to see
yeah,
him.
and also to boost up the homegrown quota as well,
Yeah.
which is, nice to see. Serif, good evening to you, sir.
Hey, sir.
Hope all is good. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Danny Boy Boar. Good evening, Danny. Thank you for
Danny?
joining us, sir. Hope you're well, as we do everyone else. Lovely weather. Had a chilled day by the lake. People watching. Nice.
Lovely.
And usual saying hello back to us. Yes, indeed it does. Usual.
Yeah,
Everything
of
does
course it
seem a
does.
little better with nice weather, except for the England results, but we'll get to that in a minute.
There's nothing better than an English summer and late evenings. It's something I've always missed here. Because even in our
Yeah,
midsummer here, it starts, because especially when Queensland don't do daylight saving, it starts getting dark at 7:30. And I used to love them, 10 o'clock nights in England, fucking, it's still light. It's brilliant. I love it.
yeah, having a drink out in the garden with your
Yeah,
pals and bit of
lovely.
barbecue on the go and stuff. Yeah, it's lovely. I
I've always
mean,
missed it. I've always missed it.
I think that like in Britain, we've kind of adopted an Australian culture in the barbecue culture. I
Yeah, I
think.
think so.
I, yeah, and I think also obviously the Americans are big on it as well.
Yeah,
And I think that Britain sort of took on that culture to try and get in line with the social aspect of that, you know,
Yeah.
and it is a
I
very,
think that,
it's a
do you
very
know,
sociable thing.
I think that started happening with the success of Neighbours and Home and Away, and at the time, and then people. I'd say
Yeah,
in the 80s, there's when people started looking at the barbecue thing as a thing in England. I don't think it was before, or very
yeah,
rarely.
yeah,
And then it started to be everyone needed a barbecue, and them evenings, and maybe sticking out a little pool out the back, you know, put some water in it, and yeah, it definitely became a thing in the UK, sure. But I tell you,
yeah,
my
yeah.
latest night, guys. I was my brother. He was living over in Donegal, and
All right, yeah,
I was over there once. A couple of times I went to see him and stayed there for a while. Great, Carndonna, the town he's in, little village, little town, full
okay,
of pubs. It was a great place, mate. It was buzzing. But I remember being
yeah,
over there in the summer, and I come out of the pub there one night about 11 o'clock. It was still light because it's the very north of Ireland, you know. And
right, yeah.
someone met me and took me to a beach house. Very nice lady. And my God, even at 2 in the morning, even at 2 in the morning, there was a twilight in. You know, it never really got dark.
I bet there fucking was.
Yeah, it was pretty
Very
light.
nice young lady,
Rather
was
was anyway. Fantastic night, by the way, Geezer. Fantastic.
she? I bet it was, mate. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Let's say hello to Brendan. Good evening, Brendan. Thank you for joining us. Howard's saying absolutely needed a day to recharge my batteries. Funnily enough, I got given the day off today because I'm back on the plastering trail, and the plumbers had all the floors up in the bathroom. Well, in the 3 bathrooms, I've got a plaster. So I got given the day off, which was really nice. Don't get paid for it, but still, you know, there is someone who got your name right. Good evening, Keith.
Well done,
Thank you for
Keith.
joining us, sir. Well done, mate. Good for you, son. Everyone's
That's the
saying
trouble.
hi.
Them coppers, mate, they always get your name right. That's the fucking trouble.
Yeah. 29 a day, Kieran, it was. 29 a day, apparently.
Was it 29? Yeah, that's pretty hot for you boys. That's
Yeah,
fucking
it
hot
is.
enough, especially in London. I mean, it's not as if you're all blessed with air conditioning everywhere, and
No.
everyone seems
And
to
look,
suffer, don't they?
I'm
It's
closer to the
32.
south. I'm closer to the South Downs than most people would realise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I live literally about 12 miles north of the South Downs. 12,
Right.
15 miles.
Yeah, you
know,
lot fucking collapse when it hits 30 degrees, mate. You're a mess.
Oh, mate. I've been a mess all day. I've been laying on my bed with my fan on, watching loads of shit on YouTube, catching up with all the other channels and that, catching up with all of the West Ham Network stuff.
I've been watching absolutely fuck all.
And
Wally.
talking of the US of A, good evening, Wally. Thank you for joining us, sir. James, good evening to you, mate. From a freezing Melbourne.
Yeah, good, isn't it?
James.
I put old James down in Melbourne, man. They're freezing their nuts off. We got we're going to hit 24 today, James. So it's quite mild up here. Nice.
Yeah. Another gentleman in the US of A, Gary J.
Gary.
Good evening, Gary. Thank you, sir, for joining. All due respect, it's hard to beat an American barbecue. I've been told that before, actually, to be fair, and our good friend Lawrence sometimes gives us a visual display of his barbecues, and they look spectacular.
No,
But
the Yanks go over the fucking top with it, mate. They really, I mean, they've turned it into an art of barbecuing. See, the Aussie thing is just run a few bangers on and an odd steak of fucking shit, really. But I have noticed Australia, a lot of people here, the younger guys, are starting to get in what America do by using the smoker and these long cookers. They've got 2 or 3 different barbecues to cook their food. So I think America are leading the way when it comes to Michelin star barbecuing.
Yeah. And when you think about it, the vastness of the land, and the same goes with Australia. You're very limited to what resources you've got to cook your food right out in the outback in Australia or out in the wilds of America. You're limited. So, bit of coal or bit of wood and whatever, and a grill. It's the only way to cook for some people, you know.
Yeah, I always thought when I've had barbecues here, goes up. Most people use a gas barbecue now. It's too simple.
Yeah.
But when you get people with timber, use timber and firelighters to do a proper, it is better. For some reason, it does taste nicer.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you know, like what I like about natural flames, as in burning a fossil fuel, if
timber
you
or
like.
coals.
Yeah. What I like about that is, yeah, you're right. It gives you a kind of like a flavour that's more earthy, more natural.
Yeah, smoky, nice.
You know, yeah. You got to have a little bit of smoke in your food when you're barbecuing.
Barbecues normally are just an excuse to get on the piss. That's it.
Yeah.
And have a sausage while you're doing it.
He's going to be barbecuing some pork chops while he listens. Nice.
Lovely, Wally.
Yeah, mate. Even Gary's agreeing with that one, mate. Yeah. Czechs were robbed, were they? They were robbed. I knew it was 1-1. I know that Georgia were 2-0 up. Georgia were 2-0 up against Portugal. What happened now?
Wow.
How did that finish?
I just saw the last 5 minutes. I just got out of bed, Budge, and I just see the ending of the Czech game. I wanted to see. It was 1-0, and they've thrown everyone forward, didn't they? And Turkey scored the goal with the last kick of the game, goes up. So it was 2-1 to Turkey. Czechs are coming home. Our 2 boys are coming home.
Good. That's good. In some respects, you know, I mean, at least now the club can take care of their well-being and whatever.
Well, we can have an holiday.
The club are going to, well, you know, but like they can get, you know, back to, well, they can have an holiday, can't they, at home before they come back, I suppose.
Yeah, they'll do whatever they want, mate, and deservedly so. Because every time I have the first 2 games, and them 2, so Czech, so foul. Wow, what George just said.
George said there, yeah.
They were absolutely so hard, man. And so Czech scored tonight. It's nice.
Yeah, and it's also nice to know that the general punditry that goes on. They've been talking about Sofal quite a lot during them games, and they've been quite complimentary of him, which has been quite nice to hear.
I think it'll be great.
And I got a funny feeling that he's going to come back to us, and we're going to have an absolutely monstrous pair on our hands again, because they've had, albeit quite a short tournament, they've had a very intense.
Even his long throws have got better, Budge. He's fucking hitting the penalty spot on them throws, no problem.
I know. Yeah.
But there you go. No, they've been great. The both of them. I mean, they are hard work personified. The 2 of them, unbelievable what they're effort. We know, we know their capabilities at times ain't the best, but man, their effort is just 110%.
Yeah.
I love it.
Howard's at the other end of the Downs between Winchester and Petersfield. Lovely area. Not too far from me. I could probably get to Winchester in an hour. Petersfield about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, perhaps.
Yeah.
But lovely. But I'm still taking it. Oh, it was 32 today. Love that.
Yeah. I saw something about Winchester once, but a lovely looking town. If I remember rightly, lovely little town.
Yeah. Oh God, Winchester's beautiful. Yeah, Winchester's a beautiful town. In fact, I haven't been there since I was about 14, but like back then, it was gorgeous. Yeah. How many cards given in that match? He's saying over 20. Wow, Wally, I wouldn't know, mate. I
did see the bit at the end. He was booking half the bench of the Czech team from complaining. So, he was booking players that weren't on the pitch. Brilliant.
Yeah, and another great point from Trudge. So showed more heart than the whole of the England squad.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And apparently Usual says you beat him to it. Lawrence is the man with all the barbecue tech, says Wally. He is indeed.
Sure.
Did Georgia win? As far as I know, Howard, yes, as far as I know. Mate, these comments coming in quick and fast and hard, I mean. What a mental game. Yeah, it was, oh God, look, I've gone past it. 2-0. Kieran, we've even got different styles of barbecue.
Yeah.
Texas, Kansas City, Carolina, Memphis, etc.
Wow. Fuck me. Yeah, that's not Australia. Australia just look, but they are. The young uns are taking a leaf out of the Americans' book and going with all these different types of barbecues to smoke everything and whatever. Fuck knows, I'm not into it. But yeah, they are taking a big thing in it, and they definitely lead the way, old America, on that. Imagine every state got a different style of cooking and probably flavours as well, I suppose. That goes with the country, I suppose. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there are many, many different ways of life in America. I mean, you know, there is kind of like what you would call a standardized American way of life. But, you know, each state has got its own rules and laws and, you know, and it kind of, you know, like you might live in a state where you're allowed to own a gun, but you can't cross the state line because you'll be going into a state where you're not allowed to own a gun or something, or, you know, the restrictions are, you know.
America's so, like 20 countries in one.
It really is, isn't it? It really is.
It's not like Australia. Australia's fairly similar all around Australia, people.
Yeah.
You know, very similar. Yeah. But in America, that's very different from the north end to the south end. They're very different people, different communities, different states.
Australia's bound to be very similar, even though it's a vast land. It's just full of English convicts, so you know.
That's not the case today, I'll tell you.
I know, mate.
You got convicts from anywhere nowadays, mate. Anywhere.
You got to jump through hoops to get into Australia. Just even on holiday. Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Descending off. Apparently, the guy got the ball first.
Never saw it, Trudge.
Can't comment. Good evening, Mr. Bong.
James E.
Ref was appalling in that match, according to Howard.
Wow.
The club can sell them both now. Yeah, probably for much better money, Howard. Would love to sign Barack. Apparently, he's been good. He's been good. Good evening to you, Sean. Freshfielder says. Must have been over 20 cards in the Czech game. Looked like referee was playing Go Fish after the final whistle.
Oh, no. Well, it could be a European record of cards. Huh?
Yeah. Sheriff is saying that Georgia are the dark horses. They played, defended well. They played and defended well. That's good because they've beaten one of the favourites to go into the final 16 tonight in Portugal. You know, and
it's a hell of a result.
It looks like all of the favourites are not quite getting everything their own way this time round. Let's see what happens in the next round of games.
Yeah. You wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I haven't seen any of that game or know anything about it, but they might. I think Portugal already qualified, so I'm not sure what team they threw out there, whether they rested or whatever. Or like you said, I did see Georgia in one of the other game. They were good, a solid team.
Yeah, mate.
Because I always noticed Georgia because Dynamo Tbilisi when they came to Upton Park and they played us off the park. They're a Georgian team, Dynamo Tbilisi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Keith is saying it all kicked off at the end of the Czech game. The referee was slinging out cards like a fucking casino croupier. Love it.
Really?
Trudge, sign more checks.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
Sign more checks. That's a double entendre there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it?
And Yeah, yeah.
All
Good
kinds of games,
evening.
don't
Good evening from Llandudno, and from West Wales.
G'day, yeah. West Wales.
Llandilo. Llandilo. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm probably not.
You'd have to ask a Welshman how to pronounce that, boy.
The Czech goal came from the result of a Sufal long throw.
Yeah, man. Fuck me. I definitely thrown him further than he did at West Ham. I'll tell you that now. About 5 yards further.
Yeah. Gary says, bit late to the party, so you probably already talked about it, but how shit is Southgate? Get him out immediately. We're getting there, mate. We are building up to it. We did actually promise Anton, well, I promised actually, it was Russ, not Anton, that we would talk about how much money West Ham have got to spend.
Yeah, we'll go through that.
And why we haven't got many signings already when we've been linked to over 140 players, and you know that there's been some very strong links announced, and we still haven't signed anybody of any note other than Wes Fotherington and Lewis Guilherme, which, believe me, I agree with both of those signings for all of the reasons that have been quoted. Guilherme is a great little player, great for the future, but also good for now as well. So, you know, I agree with that. And Wes Fotherington ticks a few other boxes as well, including the homegrown thing. Howard's walked from Farnham to Brighton on the Downs way. Took him 4 days bushcrafting a long route.
Fucking hell.
Love that, Howard. Well, next time you do that, do the extra 23 miles and come and have a pint with me at the pub. I'll even come down and pick you up for that 23 miles.
What?
I'll come down there and have a pint.
Only the water going away. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Couldn't swim.
Yeah. Have you seen what's being reported about West Ham? It's alleged that basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal is looking to invest in the club.
Fucking hell, Robert. That's an out there one.
Wow. No, if that's true, Rob,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank you for joining us, mate. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. I've heard that he has an interest in soccer. He has an interest in football, and he has friends in London. From reports that I've seen and heard, he has friends in London, and perhaps because West Ham are actively seeking investors or an investor, maybe it's the perfect opportunity for him. And let's be fair, look at the publicity that kind of investment is going to bring, which will bring in itself a lot more investment. So, you know, and I think that some of the club evenings will be very good if he's involved. You know. I think a lot of that would be, you know, good for the club. I can't see very much negative if that was to happen.
Believe nothing and question everything. So, be nice, wouldn't it? What a legend he is, by the way. But,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. He is an absolute legend. Trosh is saying Sufal was immense. Last game versus Portugal 2 versus Speed Merchant only got tired in the end when he was up against Neto, fresh legs. Yeah, exactly that, mate. Exactly that. So don't blame him. No. Howard says he prefers to spit roast. Howard, let's keep it clean on here, mate. And even Wally says that he would love that. Now, Wally would know more about Shaquille O'Neal and Gary, and obviously this man here, Lawrence. They would know more about Shaquille O'Neal than we
G'day,
do.
Lawrence.
G'day, Lawrence. Thank you for joining us from Lexington, Kentucky, sir. Thank you.
Just talking about you, Lawrence, about your expertise in barbecuing.
Yes, and about what kind of art form that you have got it down to, mate. You know, we've been very complimentary on your barbecuing skills, sir.
But no one's ever tasted it, mind you.
No, I think maybe Adam has. I think he's. It might not have been. It might not have been Adam, but I can't. I'm fairly sure that our man Lawrence has done a barbecue that somebody we've known through the chats had.
It can only be Wally, wouldn't it?
Well, he'll tell us in a minute, because, like, you know.
Hello.
Oh, we got a guest in now. Oh, it's you. What happened there? Oh, I have no idea. Winchester Cathedral, stop bringing me down. Right, the difference between UK and USA barbecue. Laugh out loud. It is quite funny, yes. We have burnt burgers and burnt sausages and, you know, lamb chops and pork chops. And I mean, we do try to do a barbecue, and there are some, in fact, a couple of my mates are very, very good at barbecue. And they do, you know, like we've mentioned before, the American style, where they would do like 4 different flavoured chicken and, you know, a couple of steaks each and this and that, and, you know, a big bowl of coleslaw and a big bowl of potato salad and, you know, and all sorts. You know, it's just, I love barbecue food. I really do. I'm getting my mouth fucking watering now we're talking about it. Yeah, mammoth ribs. Yeah, it does. It looks like they put half a cow on the bloody grill. Good evening to you, Paul. Thank you for showing up. Cannabis laws are very different in each state, says Wally. Yep. At least I know where I stand in the UK. It's illegal. So. Right, and yeah. Come on, light up. There we go. You're right about the states all being very different, Budge. Ha. We even had state rivalries. I'm a proud Michigander, so naturally I hate Ohio. Right, okay. It's a new thing this season. Player wins the ball.
Yeah.
And any follow through that touches player, they get penalised.
Fudge, there's a good point now, because that's me as, you know, being a defender most of the playing. It really annoys me. Some great tackles now, and you clip the geezer's shin pad, and they
just
get a free.
Fill in for 1 second. I gotta go and grab a drink.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah. Just talk about that. Yeah.
Too hot. It's too hot.
I won't be a second. I'm dying of thirst here, mate. I'll be.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really annoying me now. Summer, and then people getting yellow cards for it. For a great tackle, just clips the player on the way through. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You know, good tackles are being penalised now. The defending part of the game is being ruined. That you've got to stand off a player now. You've got to stay on your feet. You're not allowed to dive in and nick the ball off him without touching him. Of course, you're going to touch him. Contact sport. It should be allowed. Always was allowed. And some of the things that get the crowd up is tackles like that. They get the crowd up for it. Really inspire the team. And they're taking it away from them. It really, really does annoy me. You know, I've done many a bloody great tackle like that. Took the geezer out after I took the ball. Never given us a free kick. It was one of my fortes. And now, if I played the game now, I'd be booked every bloody game or sent off for making good tackles. Yeah, it's something that's spoiling the game, I mean. Different when you do see players that do the ball and purposely take out the geezer. Fair enough. I've seen that in this tournament. But some of the ones that just touch him on the foot or whatever, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. Anyway,
there has been some very, very iffy decisions on those. this year.
Oi,
Very
I'll tell
iffy.
you what I did see the other day, though. Fucking made me laugh. I've got on the stream I get here for all the Euros, I've got the Copa America. So all I've been doing is watching 3-minute highlights of the games in South America or North America. And I bloody watching the other day, who's it? Is it Ecuador or whatever? And who should I see up front from but Enna Valencia? Right?
Yeah, he's still going, mate.
Well, he didn't stay long in that game, geezer. I'm not joking. He went up with a boot in a 6-yard box. And you could tell he went for the geezer's head. And he caught him right in the jaw. Right with
Oh,
the boot.
God.
He nearly decapitated him, geezer. And I went, fuck's sake. And, of course, I went, man, he's gone. And he was sent off after about 20-odd minutes. But he really went for his head, mate. And he took him right in the jaw.
The Upton Park mentality never leaves them, does it, mate? Good evening to you, Helen. Thank you for joining us, my love. Sean is saying 19 cards in the check game, according to Sporting Life stats.
Wow,
19,
that is a record,
19 cards. That's got to be some kind of record, isn't it? Surely. Maltese, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I did want to ask Sean a question on that, right?
Yeah.
Because he might know more than I would. If you give a geezer a yellow, right, and then later on he gets another yellow, and the yellow means red, is that 2 cards or 3 cards?
Oh, Keith will know that. Come on, Keith, get it in the chat.
Fuck all, he knows nothing, mate.
So apparently that was only 19 players that got carded because multiple coaches also got cards as well.
That won't be. Yeah, well, that's the players on the bench and the coach. It's cards of whoever they're shown to counts. But I wonder that. Maybe Keith's answered that before, actually.
17 yellows and 2 reds.
Brilliant.
Fucking brilliant. That's ridiculous as hell. UEFA will have the official tally later. I reckon there's going to be a lot to be said about that. There's going to be a lot of discussion.
He's got a big report. Or a big report to fill out. Fuck me.
Yeah. Lawrence saying he thinks we've got around 70 million in addition to what we make on sales. It's shit, yes. Hell's both out.
Oh, Helen there. Hello, Helen. How you doing, Doc?
Yeah, she's in the house, Helen. Oh, look who's joined us now. Look, Abby Amaret. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? Usual 140 players sounds ridiculous because it is. 140 players. Right, yeah. No, but we have been linked with plus 100. You know. Okay, mate. Right, so Helen's saying she's getting worried for us this season with transfers. Too many said to be leaving and no replacements. All right, well let's talk a little bit about that, Kieran. As we said, we've only got 2 players in. One we're not likely to see at all playing in West Fotherington, and Luce Guilherme, we're probably likely to see him in dribs and drabs throughout the first part of the season, and maybe a little more later on in the season. But that depends on his progress and whether Lopetegui fancies him or not on the pitch. But yeah, we're not actually really in a rush to do any business by the look of it, which is a bit frustrating because, you know, all the talk before the window opened was we had a little list there ready to go, you know. So let me just quickly do that.
I wouldn't panic, mate. It's still early days. But remember, this all this rumours shit started, a month before the window even opened. So people think it's been a long time, but it hasn't really. The window's only been up in a couple of weeks. It's early days, and you've got to remember the Copa America's going on, the Euros are going on. There's a lot of crap going on. It's not easy to get deals done when all this is going on. It's an unusual season because it's got all these competitions going on, these tournaments. No, I wouldn't panic yet. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. There's no ifs or buts about it. We've got to bring in about 5 or 6 players, but hopefully, it's in the pipeline. And that's why I don't look at these shows going on about every rumour every day. The more you see that every day, the longer you think it's actually taking, and nothing's happening. But I don't take much notice of it, so I'll wait to see what happens. I think it'll happen. It's got to.
Of course. 58. Good evening, you sir. I was at that match at Upton Park against Beasley.
50. I came 58. I wish you knew his name, Gazer. But Mr. 58, yeah, mate, I was at that game, and I'm glad you put the date in because I can never remember when it was. I just remember games. 1982. Fucking hell. I was 21. There you go.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did clap them off the park too. They were amazing on the day. And then we went out there and beat them 1-0. Fucking mental.
Yeah. There's a great interview with Wes Fotherington on YouTube. All of his Ticanio stories. Yeah.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Absolutely mental. Turkey might not have enough unsuspended players to field a squad.
Brilliant.
Oh shit. League One Wes, that's the man. League One Wes. Also agree with the signings of Guilherme and Fotherington, but yeah, Gary, they both make complete sense. You know, I mean, for all we know, in Guilherme, we might just have the next Lucas Paqueta or the next Ronaldinho, or who knows what the boy's capable of.
Yeah, it's worth a gamble. It's an expensive gamble, but it's worth a gamble because that boy's been touted since he was about 12 to be a superstar with a couple of others in the Brazilian league. So, you know what I mean? He's already got a pedigree of being an outstanding little footballer up to his age now. So I'll say it's one for the future. I'd say more so than next season, but I'm happy with it. That guy, we could be selling that boy for 80 million in a couple of years. Who knows?
Yeah,
and that's
exactly that.
How we've got to look at it. What his value will be in a couple of years' time. And if he's worth that means he's doing well for us. Even 3 years.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, God. I hate working off my phone. You know that. Everyone's saying hello. Right. Hey, Shaq is about as massive as West Ham. I know, mate.
He's a big boy.
I think he's probably more well known than West Ham. Yeah. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Shaquille O'Neal, fuck you. And he is massive. Fuck's sake, man. He's a man. Fucking monster.
He's a mountie. He's a mountain of a man.
He's huge.
He's an absolute mountain of a man. West seems like a well-spoken pro. Good luck to him. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got no problem with it. And even if he does make an appearance, he's a much better keeper than a lot of people are giving him credit for. And we'll just have to wait and see what he can produce. I think it's a good signing. A few others will agree with me. Some won't. Keith says Souček scored too. Yes, he did. Indeed, he did. That's probably about whether that Turkey will have enough players to fill the squad. I cheered that Souček goal like it was a West Ham goal.
Same here, George.
I would have done. If I'd have been. I was busy, but
not that
I would have
done. I saw it at the end, and I was fucking delighted for it.
Oh, every game I've watched of theirs, I've been cheering them on like they're West Ham because of the two boys. You
Same
know,
here. I've enjoyed
I
watching them a lot more than I've enjoyed watching England. That's for sure.
yeah,
Everyone else.
yep. Oh God, my ears are sweating and everything. Fuck's sake,
So,
this is awful. Oh God, look, bows. Oh, bowels. Sorry. There it is. There it is. Wally's tasted Lawrence's
yeah, I'm
barbecue.
pretty sure Wally went and met up with Lawrence.
Yeah, we knew it was one of them, didn't we?
He likes to get about. Wally.
I must have gone through 4 cans of Coke in the last 2 hours. Oh, I'm drinking too much. Shame that the Czech boys are out, but was good seeing Arnie doing his crossed arm celebration.
I didn't see that.
I'm out of it. Love it. Love it.
I did see not this morning's game, but last Czech game. I did see a West Ham banner in the crowd
Yeah.
at the Czech game, which is nice.
There you go, Lawrence. There we go.
Lawrence is a smoker, mate.
I put the address in chat and I'll put it up on the screen for a couple of hours. Yeah, mate, it's great. If
I
the
think though, Lawrence, I think it's his missus does all the barbecuing. He just takes all the credit for it, mate. Takes photos of it.
Brilliant. If Steiden is the pearl diver, then surely Brady's the pearl necklace.
Lovely. Right.
Yeah, Trudge is on his way. 30 minutes.
Yeah, he's in the car.
I've been to the Winchester Club. A
Did you
little
know?
dodgy, maybe.
I think I've been to the
Winchester
Winchester Club in London. It's in the West End, I think. I think I've been there once.
That's where Arthur Daly and Minder used to go drinking, isn't it?
Is it?
Minder.
No, is that what they called it there?
That was called the Winchester, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, there's one in
all
London,
I
it's
can
an
picture.
exclusive club. My mate, for some reason, he's in business, and I went there with him. I thought it was called the Winchester Club. I'm not. Yeah, he's probably referring to the one on. Was it Minder or?
Yeah. I don't know. No, the one in mind is a dingy little bar down like in a basement sort of thing, isn't it? The little Winchester Club. Anyway. Happy says there's nothing worse than going to bed and then realising that you haven't made the bed after you'd stripped it.
Do it all the time. Do it all the time.
I can't imagine anything less important to worry about.
Yeah, that's true. What is that?
Do you know what I mean? Oh God, look, she's only got blinking sympathisers. Look, Brendan's sympathising with her. No, mate, you got bigger things to worry about. Bigger things. Full-on conversation going on about it.
Oh God.
Good evening, Ian. Ian Bartram's worked at the Winchester Hotel. Right.
Hospital.
Yes. Yeah, hospital. What did I say hotel for?
Oh no. It's a sort of hotel for certain people.
Yeah.
It's a hotel for certain people. Don't want to leave it.
You've got to be sick to want to go there, haven't you? You know what I mean?
That's all.
Yeah, no, sorry. Hospital, my apologies. Brendan, happened to me on Sunday. In fact, I'm still traumatized.
Oh, you'll get over it, Brendan. I should survive, mate.
There you go. Julian Dix wouldn't last 5 minutes in the modern game.
No, he wouldn't. Neither would I.
No. But here, before the England game, I was in the pub and I went round to everybody I knew in the pub, which was most of them, and I said to them before the England game starts, I said, got a little question for you all. Who would, out of these three players, who would you rather have as the penalty taker for England? Right? I said to them, A, David Beckham, B, Harry Kane, C, Julian Dix. And do you know what? Near enough everybody said Julian Dix.
I'd
Near
say the
enough
same.
everybody. Yeah. Near enough. I mean, like there were like a couple of staunch Tottenham fans in there and a couple of Arsenal fans and two Liverpool fans and that. And they all still said Julian Dix. The only one
Even
that didn't.
If he was in the equation, I would have said Ray Stewart before Julian Dix.
Yeah, but then not many people
that's
in
an
that
era,
pub would have.
That's an era.
Yeah, and they probably wouldn't have been as familiar with Ray Stewart as they are Julian Dix.
No, they wouldn't.
So that's why I chose Julian Dix. And in fact, one of the guys, he's a staunch Tottenham boy. He's been Tottenham all his life, you know, and he's only about 30, the lad. Anyway, so he says to me, "Oh, it's going to be Julian Dix." He goes, "There ain't a keeper in the world stopping that bastard shot." Do you know what I mean?
No,
he says,
the keeper's got to hope it hits him. That's the only way he's safe. If he actually hits it,
or he's missed. Any news on Alvarez and how long is he out for? Absolutely none, mate. I haven't heard a thing, mate.
Sure, he'd be right.
Yeah. Has Budgie moved rooms? No, I haven't. All I've done is I've turned the camera around so that there's actually a wall behind me instead of all the other junk up there. All that up there. So, yeah, and look, there's me Euros wall chart, everybody. Look. All up to date. It's all up to date.
You're not 10.
Oh, no, it's not actually. All right, listen. I might not be 10, but my grandchildren are. Hang on a minute. All right, so Czech Republic lost 2-1, didn't they?
They're out. They're out, mate. They're out. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And Georgia won 2-0. Brilliant. Excellent.
Oh.
That does make me giggle that Georgia, one of the youngest footballing nations that I know about, really, have beaten Portugal, one of the favourites in the tournament. It's fucking great. Absolutely. So Helen said round about 4 to 6 weeks. Usual
It'd be right for Villa, mate. It'd be right for Villa.
Roughly 6 weeks. Is Sean says Anna Valencia got sent off.
He got sent off.
That one. Well,
Decapitation is all the referee wrote in his book. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Mental.
Well, he thought it was longer than that. So yeah. Oh, hold up. What happened now? There it is. Todd, you poor soul, and then you watched England.
Yeah.
Well, after having the trauma of not having his bedding on his bed. I mean, that is so traumatic.
I think it's fucking hell, man. Watching England is the hardest thing to do. It's meant to way that you can play that badly, really, and end up winning the group. It just shows you how average the other team is. You've been that crap.
We were shocking.
If you want to look on the positive side of it, right? I don't, because I want to see entertainment. I want to enjoy watching England play and enjoy the game as well, and just see some hope. But if you want to be the results type person, they didn't lose a game, 2 clean sheets, and are through to the next round. It's tournament football, and that's the positive. Watching the team as a whole is unbelievably frighteningly bad, and it was nice to see Manu and Palmer come on and actually look like England players. Yeah, it should be the other way around. They shouldn't be leading the way, but Palmer looked quite effective when he came on. So that'd
Yeah.
be interesting to see what he picks in the next game, whoever that may be.
Just like to ask, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, and those of you that are just watching without being in the chat, be lovely if you could just hit the like button. It gets us invited back for another show. So, and it helps the channel out as well. So if you could hit that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm trying to scroll with my mouse and it's not on my mouse.
Oh.
So 18 yellows and 2 reds according to most sources now. Most reports. Yeah, that's got to be a record. Yeah, I think you're right, Gary. I think Valencia's got to be around 40. But, mate, the guy's still got the energy and the desire to play. And he's still playing, not at top level, but he's still playing at a very competitive level.
Still playing international. But,
yeah,
but that's there's nothing new in this. There's been a few of that. Modric is nigh on, nearly 39. Pepe is 41. So there's some good old boys still hanging on in there. I think that's the last you'll see of Modric, mind you, but in an international sense. But
Thiago Silva was, you know, he's got to be, what, 40? Hasn't he?
Who?
Thiago Silva. He's got to be around 40 now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's up there still, yeah.
Yeah.
Varane. Where's he gone now? He's pressed the button. What happened? What's happened, guys? He's all gone wonky. Oh, it's all gone wonky and I need to come back in again. What happened there, son? You hit a button?
No, I didn't. Both of us were whirring round. And I could see on my laptop that you were on the screen still. So it was obviously my Wi-Fi doing fucking somersaults or something. I don't know. 2 cards.
Ooh. I don't think many England players get booked. They don't even put a tackle in.
I think that was in response to your question about the 2 yellows and the red.
Yeah, Sean, I probably knew that, but I just found it an interesting thing. You actually get 2 yellows and then he gives you a red. So I thought maybe in the stats they might class it as 3 cards, but obviously not.
Apparently 3 Czech players were carded on the bench while the game was in flow.
Really? Doesn't matter to them now, does it? They're going home. So.
Yeah. Right, a second yellow counts a red only, but the 2 yellows are considered in overall stats, apparently. So a second yellow card cannot be appealed, unlike a straight red.
Yeah. So it's 2, yeah.
Okay. So the red card is only displayed to inform the player and everyone else around that player has been dismissed from the game. But it's only the 2 yellow. It's only the 2 yellow cards that go on the record, I suppose.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Probably 1 because you have to put the red on the record, so it just equates to a red. So you just only count 2.
So it probably goes 1 yellow and 1 red for a second yellow or whatever. It probably says something like that.
Yeah.
Got ya. Thank you for clearing that up for us, chaps. Keith especially, because you do know the rules, or have known the rules up until the most recent innovation of it.
Yeah.
Do the bed thing all the time, HH. I smoke too much, this Danny boy.
Yes, just say no, Danny. Just say no, mate.
Sounds like a Division 3 Sunday League card tally.
It does. Sounds like a few games I was playing in.
Yeah. Finally she's acknowledged that we're actually here. Look,
Yeah,
Kieran.
who gives that sort? Piss off.
It's only taken her 40 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wake up. What's the matter with you?
Yeah. Simon Barber. Good evening to you, Simon.
Right,
Hi,
Simon.
guys. Not worried. Not worried about what, mate? Not worried about the... not
Signing.
worried about the lack of transfers.
Yeah,
No,
mate.
I think we're going to manage our transfer window calmly. I don't think there's going to be any.
But that's my thing. The more you watch all these transfer rumours, the more you get worried about it. That's why I don't watch them, because let time starting to do his thing. Let time just take his place. It'll happen because it has to happen. West Ham have to make at least 5 signings for me, because otherwise we don't have a proper team to put out there. So it'll happen. It's just give it time. Don't read too much into the rumours, because the guys that are doing it with Hammershat and the boys Anton and Russie B, they're only a lot of it is rumour. Nothing's concrete, and it's early days. It's still early days in the transfer window with these 2 tournaments now. So I wouldn't panic yet.
No.
Wait till the last week of the season, before the season's going to start. Then start panicking. Then go, what the fuck is going on? That'd be
Keith says that somebody on a different chat once asked, what happens with cards issued after full-time whistle? The answer is the same as in playing time. No difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when I used to play here, at the Surfers and that. I'm pretty sure they had the rule here. I don't know if this is worldwide or whatever, but in Australia, you're accountable for your actions for an hour after the game. So even because if where I was playing, we've got a nice clubhouse and you can have a beer after the game with the other team and the referee. So if you start abusing the referee in that bar within that hour, you're liable to still get a yellow or a red. That was the rules here.
Right. Gary, thank you for joining us, mate. Off to catch a movie. I hope you enjoy it.
Good, yeah, Gary. Catch you later, brother.
Yeah. Probably going to see the Barbie movie or something, Window only been open for 10 days. International window, the 1st of July, ladders.
Exactly.
Tranquillo, senorita. Tranquillo, senorita. I'll take that. That means calm down, lady.
Yeah, nice and tranquil. Senorita.
Epic is in the house. Good evening to you, Epic. I think the club wants to wait and see what happens with Paqueta before spending the budget. I don't think we're going to get a definitive answer before the window closes, Epic. So I think the budget's going to need to be spent. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
I think this is going to...
It's a bit of a quandary, so we don't know where we stand with that.
Let's not sign another injured player. Good idea.
That helps it. Well,
no one wanted Dawson. Well, that's true. None of us were very sure of him, and now every single one of us would have him back.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
absolutely.
In a heartbeat. And Troy.
Yeah, sometimes signings work out, mate, where you don't expect it to. It's as simple as that.
Thoughts on the Johnson departure? I think we've already become accustomed to that over the last few months since he was refusing to sign his contract.
Yeah. It's a shame, but that's life.
81.
Correction by Shaw. 81 was it?
Yeah, but he knows when it was. Forget Pac-Man crazy keeper. Rated Johnson, but Moyes did not cultivate that youngster. Absolutely true, Lawrence. I rated him as well. He sold his soul for a tractor. Oh yeah, he's gone up to Ipswich or somewhere. Isn't
Has he gone? Is that where he's gone? To Ipswich?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that the rumour?
I'm not sure. Fotherington is worse than Trot. The next Rivaldo, maybe. Always seems to be about money and wages. Yep. New blood incoming, old blood leaving. True. Apparently he wanted a combine harvester. Excuse me for a moment. Oh God, he's got a cough.
Sorry, mate. Just get some juice.
It's all right, mate. I was coughing my guts up anyway.
No, lovely.
Heard that, Troy, but we didn't give him proper opportunities in his position. I liked him more further up the pitch. Yeah, now, see, the thing is with Johnson, he became a bit of a utility player because of the necessity, because he weren't getting a shout in his own position. And fair play to him, I think he done a reasonable job wherever he went. Shaquille O'Neal's about 30 stone and still moves better than Zuma.
He's got bigger legs to hold that frame up, though, Shaq. It's
True, yeah.
like tree trunk.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, God. The publicity Shaq would bring would be mental. He's a cult hero. He is a cult hero. And he's also a sporting icon around the world to people that don't watch basketball.
No.
I mean, I know he's a fantastic ex-basketball player, and I know he did wonderful things, and he was in the Hall of Fame and all that nonsense. But I know very little about basketball, other than the fact that you got to throw a ball through a hoop about 2 fucking miles in the air. So, you know, but I just know that he is an icon, you know, in the world of sport, in the athletics, you know, arena, as it were. You know, I know he was a great athlete. That much I do know. Apparently offered Johnson a 5-year contract at Ipswich.
I'd be surprised, but who knows?
Yeah, talking about Zuma, it's being reported that he's refusing to be sold.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do? They can't just end his contract, can they? I suppose they can, but I doubt they will. It'll cost them money to do that. Spot on, Howard. Immediate brand recognition to the wider US.
Wow, no.
Yeah. Mark Pendleton, good evening, mate.
There'll be 100 million people in America who've never heard of West Ham before would know them all of a sudden because of Shaq. Yeah.
Exactly that. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, then you'll see things like shirt sales and that going through the roof.
Good day, Mark.
Good evening to you, Mark. Hi, Lawrence. I remember Johnson scoring a goal after beating 3 or 4 players and finishing like a Brazilian. Start of one season early in his career. Confidence always seemed to be his problem. It was a bit of a problem or as it says, self-belief. I think that might have been it, you know.
Who knows?
Heard Ben Johnson's medical completed, off to Ipswich.
All right, that's it then, is it? Done. Okay.
Yeah. Howard confirms that it was Minder.
Minder, yeah.
Yeah, Dave at the Winchester. Yeah, he was funny, that barman. Yeah. Simon says, love you guys. Thank you, Simon. Much appreciated.
Yeah, Simon.
Very nice of you. Hey, Happy Tatty, did your celebration. What celebration is that?
Turn 30.
Oh, the spinny thing.
Yeah, spinny.
Right.
In you go.
All right, Harper. Yeah.
Yeah.
James says it's freezing. I'm not down where Kieran is. I'm down the arse end of Oz. Yeah,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. He is,
Melbourne.
He's down in the cold bit. Fucking
He's
freezing.
in Melbourne. Yeah. Danny says that Johnson passed his medical 2 days ago.
Oh, well, it's done. Dusted.
Now that would be funny, Stuart. That really would be funny. Can you imagine Shaq standing next to Sullivan?
Yeah. Even a step ladder wouldn't save him there. I'll tell you, he'd have to get to the top of the step ladder to keep up with.
Fucking hell, that'd be hilarious. Hagee, well, put it this way, Trodge. I don't know exactly how he did on loan, but all I can tell you is that I think he's the one that's been kept on, and he out of the three younger keepers.
I think he is.
Yeah, I'm sure Hagee. Hagee's the one that's been retained. So he must have done all right.
Next in line, Budge, now out of the youth.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure he is. So
he must have done right.
In answer to your question, Trodge, I believe he must have done well because he's got himself at least another year with West Ham United. So whether he goes back out on loan or not is another matter. Now that we've signed Fotherington or League One West, maybe he will be put back out on loan again. Never heard of since ID. Mark, did he? All right, okay. Let's just hope we back Loppy, otherwise we may end up with Southgate.
Don't say things like that. My God. I tell you, watching England is like West Ham season hasn't ended because I'm just watching the same fucking shit, the same drivel week in, week out.
I know, it's awful to watch. Awful. It's awful. It is, it's mind-numbingly awful. Mark, we have actually already sort of skirted around that. But my feeling is that it would be very, very good for the club in terms of, as was mentioned earlier by someone in the chat and Kieran, that it would be great for brand expansion of the club. Like Kieran said, 100 million Americans will know who West Ham are all of a sudden, you know. So yeah, it'll be great for that. Also, as I said, you know, he's the sort of character that is very respected. He's kind of earned his place in the Hall of Fame, as it were. You know, he's earned it by being a clean living, a clean sportsman.
Him and Jordan are some of the biggest names in sport ever. So, but
because they remain true.
Anything's been said with a massive pinch of salt, because I find it hard to believe stuff like that until it actually comes to fruition.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look, if it actually does happen, it would be incredible for the club in terms of exposure, etc. So yeah, I would be all for it. It would be, you know, I mean, the thing is, like I said earlier, he has got friends in London. This is all kind of, you know, hopeful wishing, if you like.
Yeah, but I've got friends in London. I ain't taking over West Ham.
Yeah, but you ain't worth 150 million quid.
Yeah. Well, I think he's worth more than that. But there you go.
Well, yeah, but that's just his pocket change. That's what he carries in his wallet, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's probably worth billions. He's probably worth billions. But if he does come in, don't expect to see even a third or a quarter, not even an eighth of that money. He'll come in with a certain investment, if he comes in at all, and he'll have limited, say, you know.
His role is his branding that would help West Ham, nothing else. Maybe even if he stuck 100 million into West Ham, that'd help. But it's about his name.
Of course it would.
His name associated with us is massive. You know, I mean, that's like Messi or Ronaldo in a football term, say, you know, putting an interest in your club.
Yeah,
that their names are worldwide.
Of course, and you know, I mean, that alone would generate so much more, you know, finance. You know, just by having his name attached to the club, it would increase the club's input. You know what I mean? By tenfold, probably.
Whether it helps on the pitch, we'll wait and see. But we'll see. Take it with a pinch of salt and hope for the best. Sure was.
Good point, Sean. That's probably another reason why I didn't select him for that little.
Was you saying take a penalty
thing
for England? I didn't realise that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well then, it was
that's right. But you're not the first West Ham fan to actually say the same thing to me.
I was just talking about penalty takers. I didn't realise you were talking about scoring it for England. No, obviously not, Ray Stewart.
Actually,
penalty taker that's been at West Ham.
Yeah, I think actually it was Bongo that said it in the group chat earlier about him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bongo. PL2 double winning season had Hagee between the sticks. And Sean's just corrected himself. He is Scottish, not was Scottish. He still is. He's still alive.
Yeah. Still here. He's still kicking.
Dixon Slater on the left was magic. It was. I love that. I love that period of our football. Oh God, I'm not trying to even say it the way you spelt that. Right. Okay. Let's have a little look down, lower down, because here we go. Did you see Antonio in his first match for Jamaica? Looked good and plays tonight.
I did. I kept flicking through these highlights of his Copa America, and he scored a goal. He was offside. Had another shot to keep a save well. Yeah, he looked all right.
Excellent.
So highlights is all I saw.
Yeah, I'll have a look at them later. Yeah, I'll have a look at them. I haven't seen any of them, I've got to be honest. For Budge? Oh, no telly for Budge. I don't watch telly, mate. I really don't. I really don't watch TV. I mean, even though the Euros are all on BBC and ITV, I'm watching them over at the pub because I don't have BBC or ITV in my house. I rely on Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and YouTube. That's it. That's all I have.
Yeah, I don't watch terrestrial TV anymore, mate. So, right, Ian.
Good evening, Ian. Can't remember who it was against, but Julian pelted a penalty, and it then just stood and pointed at the keeper. Pure class. That was.
You ain't remembering that. Yeah.
Do you know? I've watched some highlight reels and stuff, and I'm fairly sure that was either West Brom or Brighton. I'm fairly sure there were blue and white stripes on the shirt of the opponents. Could be either of those two. I'll have another look. I'll have a look through my history later. But yeah, I do remember that. I've seen that. Paul Brush or McDowell?
McDowell for me.
Mm,
But there you go.
yeah,
John McDowell, good one.
yeah.
Not the best in the world, but a good player. More my time anyway, McDowell.
Yeah, mate. I've still got my wheel chart. My wall chart. Look, go have it.
Exactly.
Gotta have one.
Take, were you 10 again? Hang on.
Right, look. I'll tell you how that came about, right?
Yeah, I don't want to fucking hear it. Jesus Christ. Don't explain. Don't try and get out of this.
My mate Mark and his Mrs. Heather, well, she worked for Corals. So she brought a load of them home and started dishing them out in the pub.
You used to like doing it as a boy, like that.
And you know what? I actually thought to myself, you know what? I haven't done that since World Cup 90, I think was the last time I did a wall chart.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do one. Was it what World Cup was it? 92, wasn't it? Was it 92? Can't remember now.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah. Moyes had a wall chart, mate. He only wrote in the wins.
Mate, I'm still a kid at heart. I am still a kid at heart. Alvarez could do with the rest. Absolutely, mate. Let's see what this is. Georgia ranked 74th by FIFA. Population of just 4 million people.
Not bad, is it?
Well, do you know what? Georgia's population is smaller than the number of people that service Gatwick Airport. Because I read a report that there's 4.6 million people involved with the running of Gatwick Airport.
Well, I'll be fucked.
Yeah, on an annual basis.
Imagine that's a population similar to Scotland. I'm guessing. But Scotland could be a bit more.
More, maybe. Probably easier to understand when they talk as well.
Yeah, true, they are.
Good evening, Barry. Lovely of you to join us, mate. Thank you. All good here, thank you. If Alvarez, it didn't light up. What happened there then? If Alvarez isn't fit for a few months and we don't retain Downs, then I'm worried. Stop worrying. Don't worry. Right?
What are you worried about?
Do not worry.
We're selling Downs.
Do not worry. Yeah. And you know, we're going to get that excellent English midfielder, Calvin Phillips, on a permanent. No, we're not. We're not.
Even Southgate's gutted that he ain't there. So good. He's so good.
Yeah. Yes. Good evening. And yes, Barry, I hope your father is making progress, sir. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Look.
Yeah.
Rico 65. Good evening, Rico.
I'm going Richard.
It's Rico.
It could be Rico.
You're more likely to have heard that name over in Oz than I would have done in England. And I'm saying it right. And you're saying it like a proper East Ender that's like never been out of like Canning Town.
But you're right there, Budge, because the Australians like to put an O on everything, right? That's how they shorten words to slang it, right? Even afternoon is Arbor. The service station, which is the garage for us, right? It's the servo. You know? And your morning break is smoko. They put an O on everything just to make it shorter. It's mental. Very Australian thing.
Oh,
dear. There's a lot of bollock.
Right. So he's all good. Barry says his dad's all good.
Yeah, good stuff. His dad,
but surely getting there. Yeah.
Good stuff, Barry.
Mate. That's good to hear, son. Yeah. All the best wishes from everybody at West Ham Network. To clear it all up, Budge, the trauma is trying to put on a duvet cover when all I want to do is sleep. I can love it too.
I'd leave that to the morning, Brendan. Fuck that. Just get under the quilt, mate.
Do you know what? I don't even like for the last 4 weeks. I don't think I've even slept under a cover of any description.
No, you lot wouldn't need it.
I've been sleeping on top of the bed for about a month.
I do that for 8 months of the year. A sheet at most. So.
We must have someone lined up then, surely, quite possibly. But
yeah, we got loads of them lined up. Don't worry about that. We've got loads of them.
140 plus. 12 mils has been mentioned for Downs.
I'd like to see a bit more, but we'll see.
Yeah, but we only give about 8 for him, didn't we?
I think it was 10. But yes, if we can get our money back and a bit more, I suppose it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, plus we got the loan fee off of them as well, didn't we? Or did he go on loan free because we took James Ward-Prowse?
No, I don't think so, man.
Yeah, you got to remember, we got James Ward-Prowse for what? 28? No, 30 something, wasn't it? 35, wasn't it?
We paid over the top, I think, but there you go.
Yeah, and I think that included, like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Slim downtime, maybe. Perhaps, I don't know. Good evening, Lynn. Thank you. Oh, thank you for that. My favourite duo, she says. Nice to see you, darling. Tim's got a Football Manager 25 on pre-order. Probably, mate. Right. Okay. So we missed that. What that was about. I know it's early doors, but we bought 2 players, but no one for the first team, really.
True.
That's right, Mark. That's Mark. Mark, look, listen. At the moment, I think what's happening is that Tim Steiden's trying to put together a squad of players that can all work together well, right? With certain, degrees of experience, like the young lad Guilherme, he's got very little, he's got no Premier League experience at all. He's only 18. So, yes, he's one for the future, but also I can see him being introduced periodically and gently over the next few months, the first few months of the season, and then maybe a little bit more later. West Fotherington, he's purely there to make up the numbers and for cover for Fabianski, because we all know that Fabianski's cover for Areola. So, the
fact is, you're hardly going to see Fabianski next season in a game. Any cup game, which is only the League Cup and the FA Cup. That's it. And if we get knocked out in both early, you'll hardly see him, never mind Fodringham. He's there for backup to the backup. That's it.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's fine. That's fine, because he's good in the training pitch for that. Martin was the same. We brought in Martin for the same reason. He only got a look in because Roberto was just so atrocious. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
He had to play him in that game against Chelsea. Yeah. And he done very well, kept the clean sheet. Great moment. Great moment.
And you also got to consider, we've spoken to Craig Forrest a couple of times, and he said that when he came to the club, he knew he was number 3, and he was happy with that, and he got his opportunities, when there were extreme circumstances. He said that he had arrived back from international duty on the Thursday night and was told, or Friday or something, and was told he was playing the next day. So, he had to gather himself after an international tour. So, these keepers, that they're aware of what their requirements are. He's like you said, He's back up to the backup, but one day he might be needed. You know,
Exactly.
just
Might
like
happen.
as you said,
Mate.
David Martin was. Look at the time when Hilario was brought on for Chelsea. Petr Cech had an injury to his head, and then Kudicini got an injury to his head in the same game. So they brought on that
Can
Hilario.
happen, you hope it doesn't.
Yeah, no, that's right. You hope it don't. But you know, extreme circumstances, but like you said, training ground. You know, save you a line of what? Line? What kind of line? Don't do line.
Fishing line, mate.
Fishing line. Fishing line. Where are you? Ah, I'm in my bedroom. I am in my bedroom, but I've got the camera facing the wall. I'm sitting in front of my wall. Well, not straight in front of it, but there's a
I'm
more
sitting in front
familiar
of my big tree.
Yeah, there's a more familiar background for you. Look, Happy. I'm in my bedroom. Oh, hold up. There we go. There we go. Look. And there's the wall chart. Look.
There's a wall chart, right?
There's my wall chart.
Well, next to your rattle.
Look. And me bother that. Me rattle and me bother that. And a bag of peanuts. Oh God, I do miss the peanut man. He don't come to London Stadium. I miss him.
Yeah. He probably ain't allowed to come to London Stadium whether he wanted to or not.
No. He probably ain't even in business anymore, is he? You know, probably because of that. You know, he probably. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. Also, they use some unusual algorithms to sort through the stats. Yeah, they do. Similarly to the way Brighton do, and I think the Brighton model is one that a lot of people be familiar with. In as much as that, well, I'm familiar with it, but I have no idea how it works. I can just about turn a bloody computer on and get by doing what we do. But Brighton are very successful at it, and they've shown that in that. We all thought that Graham Potter was the next great manager and this and that. And it just goes to show, without all of that support behind him, he did very little at Chelsea, and he's done nothing since. De Zerbi, he's done a great job there. Because of what happens behind them. It's all that work that goes on behind them. They knew when they were going to.
I've always said that, mate. You live and die by recruitment, and every manager does, right? Or the likes of Steinham's do. They live and die by their recruitment, and you have to get it right. And you need to get it right, I'd say, at least 80 to 90% of the time. And that's the trouble I think we have with Moyes. I think he gets it right about 50% of the time, and that's not good enough because it costs too much money when you get it wrong so many times.
Yeah, Simon, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
England.
It's hard to watch, mate. It's hard to watch.
Portugal got slapped by no man's team.
No, nobody in this tournament, so we buried it, is really outstanding. No one. I think, Portugal looked good up till today. So have Spain looked very decent. Germany. But no one really outstanding. We've looked absolutely dog shit. But it's a tournament. We could get better. I'm not sure under Southgate, but I don't think anyone's ripping it to bits yet. But this is tournament football. The next stage is the next stage. Then it's knockout football. Big difference. And we have to step up to the plate. And I do believe the trouble with Southgate is he don't know what first 11 to pick. He doesn't know. And he should not. But I say, once you've seen that Mainu come in and Palmer in that last game and the impact they had, they've got to be up to be starting. They've got to be in the equation to start that game to make it better. And hopefully, I'd even put Watkins in for a Kane myself. And, give him a rest.
I would too. I would too. Yeah, I would too. So Helen is saying that Enna Valencia is 35. Thank you for that.
35.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a fair age at that stage.
Ah, okay. So I got the yellow card, red card scenario wrong completely. Look, the 2 yellows are ruled out for the red. So I take it from that then.
This is why I asked the question, Bud. How does it equate? How many cards does a red equate? It still must equate to the 1 yellow and a red, 2 cards, surely.
No. He's saying that they're both ruled out.
So you're saying that there's just 1 red?
If you get a yellow this week and you get a yellow next week and a yellow the week after,
I know.
That's 3 yellows on your sheet. Then the following week you get 2 yellows and therefore a red. You have then on your sheet you have got 3 yellows and a red. There is no 2 yellows for that red. It's just the 3 yellows from the previous one.
What Keith's saying is both yellows are ruled out for red. So does it count as 1 card or 2 in the stats? Not that it matters.
It counts as 1 card.
Well, I'd be surprised at that. Very surprised.
Yeah.
In the stats, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Portugal fielded a largely reserve side.
There you go. See, that's the question I would ask when they lose a game like they shouldn't. If they've rested all their top players, see, I think Portugal is still one of the favourites to win it myself.
Howard asked a question, and I'm going to let you answer it first, Kieran. If England go and win this, playing like this, will you cheer?
No. And I'll tell you why, Howard. It sounds petty, but I believe there's a certain way to play football, and England ain't doing that. They're not playing football. They're playing fucking shit. I mean, that second half in the first game where they just passing it back to Pickford, he launched it fucking about 15 times in that game. Just launched it up the field. This isn't football on an international stage. I grew up, in 1970 watching Brazil that just blew everyone away, and everyone loved them because of the football they played. I mean, football is designed to play a certain way. It has to be entertaining. It has to be good. If England win this, I think it's a negative for football because people will take notice of this. See, you can win this way. It will back the likes of David Moyes and Southgate up that you can be so negative and yet win. Yeah. I would hate that for football. I think it's a backward step. So I wouldn't cheer it. Would I be delighted for England? Yeah. Would I cheer it? No. I think it would be disgusting for any team to win like this. I don't like it. So I'm hoping football teams win the tournament. Now, if England turn into a football team in the rest of the tournament, fine. Great. If we start playing to our potential and let the players play and maybe pick the team that's going to play football, I'd be much more into it. But if you win like this, it just justifies negative football, and I don't like that. I don't like it.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair, absolutely, 100% fair point. My response to that question is similar to yours, Kieran. I will be very, very happy if England win, and I will probably have the same reaction I had when West Ham won the Conference League. I'll probably cry like a bitch, and I will probably scream and shout that we're European champions, whatever. But like you said, Kieran, I'll be very disappointed that it was won that way. At least when we won the Conference League, when we first started that competition, we were blowing everybody out of the water. Everybody.
And so we should. And we did.
Exactly. Yeah. But, I mean,
the reason he didn't get to a World Cup final, Geezer, and the reason he didn't win the Euros last time is because of his negative changes in the games, how we went negative. That's what cost him. Now, if you can't learn by that and be a little bit more on the front foot and get the players in who are playing, then he's a fool. I can't see us winning playing like this. You can't win it playing like this. Like I said, I'd be disgusted if we did win it playing like this. But there you go.
Yeah.
That's just
Trudge, well done, mate. Keep going, son. Good for your health. Who keeps disappearing? Ah, yeah, so the 2 yellows are superseded by the red.
okay.
But are they still on your record, even though they're superseded? Anyway, it's worth looking at. Ronaldo got taught a lesson tonight. What a shit show they was. They was moist.
Was they?
Yeah. Yeah, Lawrence is also tired of the rumours. Give me a headache, he says. Well, that's why we don't do them on this show. Why we don't do them on the show. We would rather talk about food, music, dancing girls, anything than transfer rumours. I've got to be honest. I would rather talk about anything else. Happy says she don't mind the rumour shows. There isn't effort to watch at this point in the season. Absolutely true. I mean, we've got England, of course.
Yeah. That's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about sums it up. Trudge, proud of the Czech lads. Ashamed
Bang
of England.
Bang on. I was more interested in watching the Czech games than I was the England games because of the two boys involved. Now, now England, we really haven't got anyone there. Bowen's probably not going to get another look in. And we had Rice, but he's an Arsenal prick now, so that's even that. And he was shit the other night too.
Yeah.
By the way.
And yet, when Bowen did come on, he actually looked quite sharp at points.
In the first game, he did.
Yeah,
the first game
he put the ball straight onto Harry Kane's head.
Yeah, in that first game, he made the difference, Gazer. He did.
Yeah, nobody else found Harry Kane's head
all night.
He did.
That's the first bit of service he had all night.
Yeah, first cross Bowen puts in straight on the money, straight on the money.
Great save. A great save.
And gets overlooked since, more or less. Yeah, fantastic save. Save of the tournament, in my opinion. That was a fucking quality save. Don't believe transfer rumours, says Lynn. I wait until I see them in the shirt. Yeah.
But I don't watch. I'm not watching much YouTube from Hammer's Chat or Anton or Russie B at the moment because I've got no interest in it. I think it makes you more anxious the more rumours you hear. And the more you worry about it, and then time comes into it. Oh, we ain't doing any business. It's early days in a transfer window, really early. So I'm not too bothered. It'll come. I'm a great believer it'll come. But the more you hear the rumours and nothing happens, the more anxious you get. So I don't bother.
Oh, listen, Keith, as it happens, the 13th of July, if you can make it, any of you are invited to the Carpenter's Arms, open to close, just having a pre-season meet-up, drinks, etc., etc. Carpenter's Arms in Stratford on the 13th. If you can make it, get your ass down there, boy. I'll buy you a beer. Foddy and Noddy went out for some biscuits. White lines don't do it much. No, I don't. I never have, never will. No one wanted Lingardinho. Well, that's true, but he came in as a Mingard and went as Lingardinho in some respect.
Yeah.
We got a much better player than we had seen for Manchester United, in my opinion.
Well,
I think
we did for that few months, Scooter. He was on fire.
I think he was good for Man United, but I think he was exceptional for us. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely we really got the best out of it. It's amazing that's probably the best loan signing we've ever had, and Phillips being the worst
And
loan signing
like I
we've had.
said, we were all happy about the Phillips signing. Not many of us were happy about Lingard.
Yeah, that's just how it works, man. I was happy about the Phillips signing because I knew we needed cover for Alvarez, and I thought he might work, but he didn't at all. At all, it was terrible.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes, man.
Howard likes that tune as well. White Lines by
good track, that wasn't it?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're right there, bud.
I remember loads of the lyrics as well. One of my favourite lines from that song actually was when he says, "A street kid gets arrested, gonna do some time, gonna get out 2 years from now just to commit more crime." And I thought that's sort of poignant, you know what I mean? I really like them lyrics. Yeah, great tune. Oh, yeah, I suppose, no Pax, no Alvarez, only leaves Kudus and Bain for big money deals. But do we need to do any big money deals this year when we're in a transition period with a new manager? I think we should be doing everything we can to make sure that Paqueta stays and is able to play, that Alvarez stays, Bowen stays especially, and Kudus. I don't think Kudus wants to go anywhere just yet. I think he's happy. I don't know where people are getting information because that's completely the opposite to what we heard earlier on, Ian, in that Johnson had his medical 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, either way, it looks like he's on the way, doesn't he? So that's done and dusted.
Yeah, Grandmaster. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he needed that. But the thing is, he settled in after 2 appearances. He came on for as a sub, and then the next game he started and got his first goal.
He settled better than Paquetá did. Paquetá was fucking woeful for the first few months. Then he stride. Tailed off at the end of the season there, but I'm happy to keep him.
James Bong says he was working with an Aussie lad, tuned into the State of Origin game. Painful stuff.
Yeah.
Is that Aussie rule football?
And the first, the State of Origin is 3 games, Budge, right? New South Wales versus Queensland. In the first game, Queensland bumped them, slaughtered them. But this game last night, which was at the MCG, 90,000 people, fucking New South Wales gave Queensland a fucking hammering, absolute hammering, about 34-0 at half time. And it ended up being 38-14 or something like that. But yeah, Queensland got a touch-up last night down in Victoria, in Melbourne. So it's all down to the third game. The third game now is all on the line. It's surprising to have that much of a swing. You know, Queensland easily won the first and then to get easily beaten in the second. But that's rugby league for you. Tough game, man. Tough game. So it's all on the last game, which is good. Sometimes the team wins first 2 games. It's all over, really. It's a dead rubber. But the third game will be very, very interesting now after them 2 results.
So is this Aussie rules football or just...
No, this is rugby league, mate. It's rugby league.
Oh, rugby league.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is a massive game here, Gozo. It's a massive, massive game in Australia. But Queensland and New South Wales, the State of Origin, is the biggest of the year. The 3 games. And my God, it's brutal. Really brutal. But it's a lot of, it was painful last night. Jamesy Queensland getting thumped, but there you go.
Yeah. I don't. I don't really understand rugby. I was forced to play it at school when I was a kid, and I hated it. I hated it, hated it, hated it. I was forced to dive into muddy water, like muddy puddles and shit. Nah, mate. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Oh,
What,
mate,
you
there's
want me
some
to
tough
play?
boys that play that game, mate. Some tough boys.
Oh,
Fuck, mate.
yeah, mate. I was
Really
too.
are.
I was too into the football to play rugby. I
Yeah,
just
same. I'd never take that.
everything.
But I didn't
You
really. I sort of now and again watch rugby league at home before I came to Australia. You know, the English rugby league. But here is another kettle of fish. It was much more professional. And my God, there's some players in there. And they are tough. Fucking tough. It is a really hard game. It's a good game to watch when you get into it in rugby league. It can be a really good game.
Yeah, yeah. Another one, Brendan.
There's only two counties in England that actually play it. You know, Lancashire and Yorkshire. That's really
I
it.
don't know. I don't know. No idea. Fuck if I know. Let's get back to the musical things. Look, Brendan says, like the message also, it's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stairs, you know, they just don't care. Anyway, I know all them tunes. I love them. Kudus is so good, even in settling in season was successful though. Absolutely, and you know that's why so much emphasis has been put on the fact that he's going to be looked at by people because he was sensational in his first season. Sensational. You know, he could quite easily have got a West Ham hat trick before Jared Bowen did. He was that good.
No,
you know, he got himself he bagged himself 2 goals in a couple of games, didn't he? But you know, he was sensational in his first season. I thought.
Can do well. We ain't letting him go nowhere, that's for sure. He ain't going nowhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere either. And like Happy saying, he should stay and showcase himself under a better manager and bring us in more in fees. But can see him go. I can't see him going this season.
No, he's not going nowhere, mate. I tell you, I said right at the beginning, I think he'll end up being a better signing than Paquetá, and I think he will be.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Even Thierry Henry needed a season to bed himself in. Big Shax has got one of the best koi ponds on the planet, apparently. Shaquille O'Neal. I know he's got some really good fish tanks in his house because I've kind of followed that TV series called Tanked, where they build fish tanks, all weird and wonderful shapes and that for certain celebrities and rich people and whatnot. And I'm fairly sure I saw Shaquille on that at some point. I'm fairly sure I did. So Damien is in the house. Good evening. Thank you for joining us, Damien. What's all this Shaq talk? Is he giving us some money? Look, as soon as you've only just arrived or you've only just asked the question, London is probably the most attractive area to invest money in a football club if you're going to invest in a Premier League club. London is probably most favoured by the Americans, etc., because London being the capital city, everybody in America has heard of London. Everybody. Right? So London would be a great start. So if you're going to invest in football and you're going to do it in the Premier League, if you're American, first of all, you're going to look at London. And as it happens, we happen to have London on our badge, which could be a good thing in this case. Shaquille O'Neal has got friends in London. So he's probably heard of us. And most importantly, Karen Brady is busting her balls to try and get investment in the club right now. So, all of those things considered, there are rumours that Shaquille O'Neal might be interested in investing in West Ham United. That's as far as it is, though. It's
a rumour.
It's a rumour. And I'm not saying whether I believe it or disbelieve it. I'm just saying that I believe that it would be a good thing if it was true. And, you know, don't expect too much from the man if it is true. Don't be expecting £300 million transfer budgets and stupid things like that, because that's never going to happen. And he'll only be, at maximum, he'll only be a 25% stakeholder. Maximum. AW is a 3-year deal. I don't know. I was told it was 5. There you go. People pissing on the street. I thought it was pissing on the stairs.
Disgusting.
Blowjob. I meant just a 3-year deal. More like a posh wank and a packet of Haribos. Oh mate, here we go. Look, they've gone all over. They've gone all over the place. Look. Yeah, Shaq's old boy is bigger than Sully. Yeah, mate. Imagine them two. Robert says, fact, Shaquille's shoe size, 22. Fucking hell.
That's a fucking skateboard size. Jesus.
Mate, can you imagine it when he gives his shoes to a kid in the audience or whatever, you know, when he's played basketball and that, and the kids would probably fucking jump in them and ride them down the river like canoes.
Use it as a suitcase.
You know what I mean? It's huge. Stick a pair of wheels on it and use it as a pram. Or a baby carriage, if you prefer. In America.
22.
Yeah.
Beast of a man.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. I like what I see of Hagee. Yeah, same thing here. He seems to be a very solid young man, with a slight air of nuttiness about him, which I think all goalkeepers have to have. I think all goalkeepers have to have a certain amount of brain cells that they don't want to use again, because it's a brave job to do. Brave fucking job. But it always used to be a lot braver than it is now, but you know. Oh, for God's sake. Are you flirting, usual, or what? Call me Lanzini.
Let it go. Let it go. It's gone.
Yeah, exactly, Trudge. The PL2 matches are often on YouTube, and it is a good chance. It's a good chance to see the lads from all the other clubs that we play against as well, and to see, you know. And do you know what? To be fair, I think it was Reading we were playing, and there was a young lad reminded me actually of that. Yeah, it definitely was Reading. Reminded me of that. Abdel Tarabt, whatever his name was, Adel Tarabt, reminded me of him. Real dynamic little winger. Plays for Reading young lads anyway. Good team. Americans already know West Ham because of him and Wally. Lawrence says. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we'd done that, Lawrence, we'd be doing barbecues at half time, wouldn't we? That's about it. Barbecue on the pitch.
Yeah. Happy says, I actually don't care who we sign. Call me optimistic, but I believe whoever we get in, young, old, regardless of their previous experience or not, will be right this season. Cool. Excellent. I'm glad you feel that way because I am not confident in that at all. Shaq's only worth 5 months.
Is that what he's worth?
500 mil.
Look at the transfers at the end of August. That's when you'll see what sort of side we're going to be putting out and what we've done. That's when I judge it, see whether we've had a good window or not. At the moment, doesn't matter.
Brendan says Katy Perry and her corset did not seem to promote the hammers in the USA. Well, it might have been about the fella that she was with. Not everybody likes him. I happen to like him, but not many people do. Well, say not many. There are a lot of people that don't like him. Anyone else really annoyed that England having exactly the same problem as West Ham? Moyes, Southgate. Yes. But because it's England, look at all the pundits jumping on board. But we were deluded for our frustration with Moyes. Exactly. That is so right, Ian.
I made this point the last time we were on, 2 weeks ago, wasn't I? I was going on about how these fucking pundits disgust me. They're whinging about Southgate, and he's doing exactly what Moyes did. Yet they defended Moyes. It didn't make fucking sense to me. They were slagging off West Ham fans, be careful what you wish for and all this, and that we've never had it so good and we should be lucky to have him. Yet they're all on the bandwagon of fucking Southgate, saying he's too negative. The hypocrisy is frightening.
Yeah,
frightening.
Agreed. And Happy sort of highlights that again by saying it's annoying as fuck, but it's because they have an interest in England and never watch West Ham. They are so biased. Yeah. The only time they watch West Ham is if they're
going to be one of their co-fucking conspirators on TalkSport. So he was coming and they didn't want to slag him off and say, oh no, Moyes is great, he's brilliant, he's fantastic. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking negative manager, negative football, and Southgate ain't fought. They've got the same playbook, them two fuckers. The same playbook. And it's like continuation of our season watching England. It's fucking depressing as fuck. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're bang on right there, Damien. A picture with him and Sullivan would be hilarious, and we would have lots of new fans overnight. How much is the Welsh Gimp worth? Who's the Welsh
more than
Gimp?
that. But only on paper. He's worth a lot more on paper because of all the property he owns. Not so much fluid cash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Antonio of Forest rumours. Rumours, girl. I wouldn't pay any attention until you see him in shirt. Dr. Evil and Mini Me. Perfect.
It's not a bad comparison.
Paquetá apparently got man of the match against Costa Rica. But they
drew 0-0.
Yeah, but we know what he's also capable of doing. Capable of catching everybody's eye. And that's how man of the match.
I'll tell you what I did notice. It was hang on, Uruguay, the Bielsa, the manager of Uruguay. That's worth a cheeky bet then, wouldn't it? Yeah. See little Bielsa sitting on his esky on the sideline. I went, fuck. There you go.
Yeah, Bielsa. Oh, the ex-Leeds manager.
Yeah.
The one that used to sit down on his haunches and all that, yeah?
Yeah, he was doing it there as well, Geezer. You know, I watched the highlights. I said, fuck me, there's Bielsa. I think it's Ecuador. But yeah, I thought, fuck me, they're worth a little bit. We're in there. But I don't know how it's going. I haven't seen any of the tables or how they're going. I just saw that game they won. But yeah, it'd be interesting.
Oh, Jamaica are 1-0 down against Ecuador at the moment.
Well, there you go. That's Bielsa. There you go.
Right. Yeah, Talksport, the old Scots Boys Club.
Yeah.
Bang on right. Bang on right.
Amazing, eh?
Hold on. I've missed loads and loads and loads of these, mate. Steve Iron, good evening. Just arrived. All this transport bullshit doing me head in, same as us, mate. Need a holiday when England get knocked out. Absolutely. Right, well, look, we've been going for a couple of hours now, guys. So I think what we'll do is we'll start. Bielsa sits on a bucket and he's mental.
Absolutely.
We're going to start winding it up. I've got to get up at 6 in the morning to go to work.
Right,
so, and I'm plastering tomorrow.
Lovely.
So yeah, I've got to get a bit of kit, and I will talk to you next week. Well, I'll probably talk to you before that, but yeah, I will see you again next week. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. Please remember to give us a little like as you leave. It's always welcome, and it helps us out. It gets us invited back, etc., etc. 207 people watching at the moment. Thank you so much for joining us.
Most of them should be in bed. So fair play.
Yeah, I would imagine there are quite a lot from, in the UK. But I imagine there's quite a few elsewhere as well. Yeah, so please drop us a like. We've only had about 20,
next week we'll have 3 or 4 signings in. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Or it could be the week after. Who knows?
Yeah. So Sean's asking the question quickly before we go. How much money do we really have? Well, I've got about 480 quid. What you got, Kieran?
About 10 quid more than that.
Yeah, I think we can afford to get someone out there to talk to players, but whether we can buy them or not is another matter.
Right. You see the time is flying in soon, mate. Flying in.
Cheers, Steve. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Howard. 58. Great show, Bud Kieran. Thank you, night all. Thank you, guys. 58. Well, we will next week. We will probably, as we said, we will hope to have some news of confirmed signings or confirmed departures. We will keep you up to date with anything confirmed. But as far as rumours go, there are other people that do it so much better than we do. They sound a lot more convincing, and they're actually interested in it. We're not.
But this time next week, right, we might actually see a game that England play well and get through. Hopefully that's the case, that he does change that team around. He plays the people that are on form, and I believe Mainu and Palmer are it. I don't think Bowen starts. But I'd like to see Watkins up front, and then we could smash the next team. We don't even know yet who we're playing, do we? We know it's could be amongst a few.
Before we do go,
I would report an England performance we enjoyed. I'd like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week.
I would also like to say that I think Marcus, I'll never say his name right, Gay. I think he has been probably England's best player.
He's been our standout. Yeah, Gay, he's done really well. a young man that's gone in at centre half. Centre half's not easy playing for England. You know what I mean? And
Never.
him next to Stones, I think he's done really well. Really, really well, the boy.
Yeah.
I see him make one mistake the other night. The boy got away from him, but he recovered and cleared it. That's the only mistake I've seen him make. So, yeah, he's done really well. Really well. And we've had 2 clean sheets, if you want to look at it that way. So,
Yeah.
hopefully we find out who we're playing. They're saying Slovakia is our next game. It's not been decided yet, is it?
Well, John said it, and Mark Pendleton said it. So
is that who they think
it is going to
play?
Well, we were Group C winners.
C, yeah.
Yeah, Group C winners play third in Group D, E, or F.
Exactly. So I'm sure there's 2 or 3 it could be.
Well, Slovakia looks possible.
It's a possibility. Yeah. So whoever we play, we're on the right side of the draw by the sounds of things. So
all right, hang on. Confirmed for Sunday.
Sunday game, is it?
So we got Slovakia. I better put that on my little wall chart. Look. No, I'll do that later. Anyway, brilliant. Thanks for joining me again. Have a good day. Stay away from all the deep puddles and stuff, because don't want one of them crocs running out and getting hold of you.
All right, I'll be right, Sam. I'll be right. Just you be careful with that heat over there. That 20 degrees you've got might kill you.
Mate, well, it's now 19 degrees, so in 2 hours it's dropped 2 degrees. So it ain't bad, is it?
It's a nice warm evening.
It is. And I've got to turn my fan off, leave my window wide open and sleep on top of the bed. I'll be right. Right as rain, I will. Right, guys, girls, thank you very much for joining in. And I'll play us a little video to end the show with. Here we go. Let's play that one. Good night.